Guys, I've watched this movie twice, but I still had to replay this scene while editing. It's just that good. Okay, now this isn't a joke. Somewhere on this planet, there is a shark that doesn't just swim, it walks. On land. Sounds like something from a bad sci-fi movie, right? But this is real. I'm talking about a little reef shark that scoots across beaches like he's late for work. And before you picture a great light lumbering up to your picnic blanket, relax. This is the epaulette shark, and it's way more cute and weird than scary and deadly. This is the epaulette shark, a species so bizarre you'd think it was designed by a committee that couldn't agree on anything. It's about 3 feet long, with a skinny, flexible body covered in sandy brown spots. Its epaulettes, the black spots right behind its fins, look like decorative shoulder pads from an 1800s military jacket. They live in the shallow coral reefs of northern Australia and Papua New Guinea. If the ocean was a neighborhood, they'd be in the tide pool district. Beautiful, but unpredictable. Some days the water's high and calm, other days the tide just bails and leaves you sitting in a hot puddle wondering what went wrong. Most sharks would hate this. The epaulette thrives in it. Here's the problem with shallow reefs. The tide doesn't care about you. When it goes out, it strands fish, crabs, and anything else unlucky enough to be caught in the wrong pool. Water levels drop fast. Temperatures soar. Oxygen runs out. If you're a normal fish, this is when you start panicking. But the epaulette shark doesn't panic. It moves. It leaves its drying pool and heads for a better one. That means crossing rocks, sand, coral, and sometimes stretches of beach. It's like living in a city where your favorite cafe keeps moving to a new block, and you're the only customer willing to chase it down. Alright, so walking might be too generous a word here. It's not like these sharks are out here strutting like models. It's more of an awkward crawl, a cross between doing push-ups and trying to get off the couch after leg day. They use their strong pectoral and pelvic fins to push themselves forward, while the rest of their body wriggles in an S shape. Step, wiggle, step, wiggle, all while looking like they deeply regret their life choices. But it works. They can cover several meters this way, even hauling themselves up over slippery rocks or clumps of coral. And yes, they sometimes do this in complete darkness, because apparently nighttime beach walks aren't just for retired couples. Here's the real magic trick: surviving out of water. Most fish last only a few minutes without oxygen. The epaulette shark, up to an hour. It has this freakish ability to slow its heartbeat, cut down blood flow to everything except the most essential organs, and basically hit pause on its metabolism. Scientists call it hypoxia tolerance. I call it shark zen mode. Imagine sitting calmly in a sauna for an hour while holding your breath, and you start to get the idea. And it's not just about walking. They can also survive in hot, low-oxygen pools while other animals are dropping like flies. So how did a shark end up with the skills of a part-time land animal? Blame evolution. Over thousands of years, epaulette sharks living in these unpredictable reef flats had to adapt or die. Slowly, they developed stronger fins for pushing against solid ground, skin tough enough to rub across rocks, and the crazy ability to live without oxygen for long stretches. The result is something that feels like evolution started making an amphibian, but halfway through said, close enough, and left the rest up to chance. Let's talk about their main motivation for leaving the water: food. When the tide drops, little fish, worms, and crabs get trapped in shallow pools. It's like nature set up dozens of miniature seafood buffets. The problem for most predators is getting to them. The epaulette shark doesn't have that problem. It just walks in, uninvited, and helps itself. Picture a late-night snack raid, but instead of raiding the fridge, you're raiding 20 different fridges across the street, through the neighbor's yard, and over a fence. That's the epaulette shark's dinner plan. These sharks don't just walk, they slither. They twist their bodies into shapes that would get them kicked out of most yoga studios from making everyone uncomfortable. They can squeeze into rock cracks barely bigger than their heads, contort under coral ledges, and coil around obstacles like it's nothing. This flexibility is key to their hunting style. Prey hiding in tight spaces? Not safe. If the epaulette can smell it, it can reach it, and it's not shy about wiggling its way right into your hideout. Nope, absolutely not. These little guys pose zero threat to humans. They've got tiny mouths, no interest in big prey, and honestly, they're too busy doing their weird cross-training routine to care about you. If you're ever lucky enough to see one on a beach at night, the most dangerous thing it can do is make you trip because you're too busy staring and saying, "Wait, was that a shark?" Here's the plot twist. These walking skills might make the epaulette shark one of the few winners in a warming ocean. Rising temperatures and lower oxygen levels are bad news for most marine life, but this shark already thrives in those conditions. While other species might disappear from warming reefs, the epaulette could keep right on strolling from pool to pool like nothing happened. In a way, they're the cockroaches of the shark world, adaptable, stubborn, and guaranteed to make it to the after party. So, next time you think you've seen everything, remember, somewhere out there, under a tropical moon, there's a spotted little shark strolling across the sand like it owns the place.